there, how are you guys? I'm going to do another flip through. I have several weeks done and in pockets and out of pockets, and I'm super excited to show what I've done recently. Let's get started with week 10. I have really been having a lot of fun with the Simple Stories Life Documented color scheme. It's got the reds and greens and blues and yellows, and they're really super fun. So I did this whole spread kind of with that theme in mind, of just trying to use all those colors. I'm working on going a little simpler, so less I don't know, I guess less embellishments, but making them count and not just using stuff to use stuff. So I'm working on that. I like a lot of color, so you'll see as we get through some of the pages further on that I'm gonna start getting a little more muted and maybe using less colors, just because it's a little bit more of a challenge. Like when I have the opportunity to use 4 or 5 different colors, I'm gonna go all out and I'm gonna use all of the colors. So that's just really comfortable and natural for me. So it's a bit more of a challenge to use maybe just 1 or 2 colors, or take one color and use different hues of it. So we'll see a little bit of progression in there, and I like both styles, but just trying some new things and trying to get outside of my normal comfortable place. So I like a little bit of a challenge. So anyway, with the title card for week 10, it also happened to kind of be the beginning of March. So I just used some alpha stamps, and then I used a stamp from Give a Girl a Blog from Kelly Stamps to do the week word, and then this was just numbers from another like alpha numeric stamp that I have, and just use some thickers to say BFF, because these are a couple of Marshall's friends, and then an older card from a really old set that I completely loved and forgot that I still was hanging on to that card. So I actually went through a bunch of cards and got rid of a lot of stuff. Just probably, I don't know, it's like stacks and stacks of cards that I'd been hanging on to that I just wasn't going to use, and I knew that, and I had to make some adjustments because I had to clear out and make room for stuff I'm actually using. So it's never a bad thing to go through it. But anyway, so that was just on its own. This card's on its own. The only thing I did to this card was I added a stamp on top of a label and put a little flower underneath it and stapled it down. And here I just used one word piece and stapled it there. Again, just one little thing to document Marshall cleaning the windows. And then I included a list that I made that weekend of kind of house cleaning stuff that needed to get done, and then used a stamp from Sweet Stamp Shop that just says ready to, and then all the things that we did. So incorporating some of the everyday things is one of my absolute favorite parts about this project. And on this side, I kept it really simple and used some 2x2s from the week. Now this week ends up falling right in between. So some of it's before and some of it's after my Arizona trip. So I ended up just using this spread to be right before the Arizona trip. So then you're going to see me flip through that, because I already have a video done for that. If you need to go back, it's one of my recent videos that goes over just that one trip. But I just figured the things for that week that were not related to that trip, I just used in one spread. So some pictures that Matt took at the park while we were gone. He and Marshall went to the park, and he took a few pictures for me. Excuse me. And then, excuse me, just a couple of other things that I wanted to keep real simple, and something that I hadn't thought of before but saw someone do it at some point, was using the label going up and down. I don't know why that seems like an moment, but it kind of just struck me and was like, why am I not doing that more often? Because I do a lot of, you know, the 3x4s, and some of the elements are too wide. And I like the way this looks, so I did that. I just made these 2 cards really simple, and just, if you know my style and you've seen any of my videos, you know that I like to separate colors. Basically, I don't really like to have too much yellow close to each other, and I like to keep, you know, keep the reds separate. I don't like combining too many colors and cluttering up. You know, I have white space. So I just kept these really simple because I felt like there was kind of already a bunch going on. And then just a little photo of me being published in Jot magazine, which was a really cool thing. And then I used this cool frame that happened to be bigger than the 2x2, which really worked out because I wanted to keep it real clean, and I like how it has white space in between the photo and the frame. And again, labels are just awesome. They're so good for just a little piece of journaling. And then Downton Abbey season 5 ended, so I had found this photo of Mr. Carson and Mrs. Hughes on Google, and just made a little layout, just kind of documenting they're finally going to get together, which I think we've been all waiting for a long time if you watch the show. Okay, so then we're gonna pass right through Arizona. You've seen all of this. And then week 11 was so fun. I took this photo, actually between you and me, I took the photo in week 10, but it fit perfect with, I had just got the April Gossamer Blue kit, which is just this it kind of is like a pastel-y Eastery kind of feel, but I just didn't feel like it was cutesy and Eastery. I just felt like it was really springy. So, and it went really well with Dear Lizzie's Neapolitan. So I grabbed a piece from there, and a lot of the stuff from here is from the Gossamer Blue kit for April. Very, very cute. So what I love about this, it's just a one photo, and I printed it as a 12x12 and then just ended up not using the other piece. I didn't really know what layout was, where it was going to go, so I had to just slice a quarter of it off, which is fine because then it left me room to do some color that pulled from the other side. The stamping here, the Hello Sunshine stamping on the top, was really fun. Actually, this was, I used a die cut 4x6 card from an old Studio Calico kit. It was a pink card, and it had Hello Sunshine cut out of it. And I just kind of had it hanging around and didn't ever use it. And again, when I was going through all of my things, I realized, oh, I should keep this and, you know, maybe use it to cut out something or put something behind it or whatever. And well, this picture was basically representative of that it was starting to bloom already in the beginning of March. And we live in California, so, you know, we don't get very much rain and the sun shines a lot. So the blooms in our tree came fairly early. And so I thought, oh my gosh, what if I could stamp, you know, through it onto the photo? And I knew, obviously, I knew I could do that, but I hadn't done it with a template, basically like a stencil. I used it like a stencil. I guess that's what you could call it. So I just got my white stamp pad, and I literally just, you know, put the two things on. I put the template on top of the photo, and I just kind of smashed it a little bit, and then I kind of, you know, with it still on there, I did do a couple of daubs of glue just to kind of keep it from moving around. And then I took the stamp pad and just kind of swiped it, so you can see kind of some swipes so that it feels like it looks like some of the clouds. I didn't want it to be real straight. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it with these really clean edges, so I just kind of made it a bit messy and then kind of just dabbed it with like a scrunched up paper towel. And it turned out really cool. I like how it's very imperfect and kind of feels like it's part of the sky. So I had so much fun with that. And then again, over here, had a lot of fun with just messing with a lot of color. just documenting getting back to work and Marshall in his forts and playing with all the new Gossamer Blue stuff and loving that just the bright colors of that kit that worked so well with the photos that we had for that week. So it's almost like they planned it for me. I love it. Anyway, okay, more color. So this is not really meant to be a 2-page spread, but it just worked because the colors worked really well together. So I did take some inspiration from a card that I found on Pinterest for my title card for week 12. By the way, oh yeah, this was week 11. Okay, I did just say that. There was one of the weeks, I think it's week 13, that I didn't write week 13. I didn't make a title card for it, so I was confused. Anyway, week 12, I did the title going vertically, which was really cool. And then I finally used some of these Chamel rub-ons and an old Dear Lizzie rub-on, this bicycle. So yeah, that was really fun to use those rub-ons. I typically don't use them very often, honestly. But it was really cool. Oh my gosh, the sun is totally being covered up by the clouds right now. I thought I had some time with the bright sunshine, so sorry if the color just got real dull and dark on you guys. Anyway, then I have this photo of my son at the bike park, and his friend took this photo of him doing some jump or whatever, and he told me it was called a whip. So I really didn't want to cover up the photo because it's such great composition and the sun and his silhouette. So I just wanted to make it really simple. So I just put a piece of washi and then used these Tim Holtz label stickers to just title it. And then it was kind of fun using another page with the 4x4s because they kind of feel like 4x3s where you're doing these small sections, but you kind of feel like you get so much more room out of a 4x4. So that was really fun. And just used some of the stickers here from the I Am collection. And then some more here, and documented me taking a test drive of my favorite car that I hope to get sometime very soon, a Camaro SS. My dream car. I really just love the pedals too, so that's why I documented, or I took that particular photo, because I was like, oh my gosh, the pedals are so awesome. And I got to spend some time in, well, every other Friday I volunteer in Marshall's first grade class, so it was kind of fun to take a photo of what they do at different times during the day, so that was fun. And then this, oh my gosh, this page is so much fun to do. I painted, I used all kinds of washi tapes, and to just document all the songs that are like totally fun, that I love to listen to over and over right now. Like, these songs are probably, like, Uptown Funk is kind of already done and I'm kind of already sick of it, but I wanted to document that it was just such a hit for us, you know, and probably everybody, but it was just really fun to play with the watercolors and try to match the color of the actual, you know, cover of the record, which to get the photos, I literally just used Spotify, because that's, oh, hello sun, sunshine. I use Spotify to listen to my music, so I just use Spotify to screenshot the photos of the songs, and if I couldn't find it, or I didn't like it, or it didn't say the name of the song, like if it just showed the band, like the guys in the band or whatever, I don't know them, you know, like you can recognize a picture of Creedence or a picture of Elvis, but you know, like Milky Chance, they're not a super popular band, so I didn't really want a photo of just the band members. I really wanted a photo that showed, so that I didn't always have to put the name of the song like I did for a couple of these, which is fine, but I didn't want to do that for all of them. So that was really fun. I did this on a rainy Friday afternoon. It was really nice, really really relaxing, actually. It was kind of fun. And then I used the other side to do another full page spread that is kind of just supposed to go with this. Just a really funny, silly picture of Marshall. He wanted to take pictures with Mom, and of course he wanted to be silly, and that's when he stuck his finger in his nose. But he's a boy, and I love it, and that's just what happened. So everything from here, mostly, except for the washi, is from a small kit by Tickled Pink Studio. And every week or so, her and another designer put out a Happiness Is Something collection. And this one is Happiness Is Being Silly. So I just thought, oh my gosh, it's so perfect. And the colors matched my shirt. And it was just, I was super happy that they came out with that kit, because it was absolutely perfect for this one photo. And I'm really loving doing the traditional scrapbooking. I mean, it's been so long, but this year I really started doing a lot more out of the pocket stuff, and it's been really, really fun. Of course, I still stick with the grid. I still like having order and structure in my pages, so you won't see me getting too terribly crazy. But so then on the other side was just the rest of the stuff for that week. So this is basically here and here is... And these are week 13. So I just, for some reason, because I think I went out of order. Anyway, this one's just got some random stuff just to match the colors. I thought it was actually pretty cool that it happened to have all the bright colors of this kit. I hadn't planned on that, but when I realized that I wanted to use that picture, that it was within the same week, I was like, oh, that's so cool. So actually back here, I used Post-it pad. So this was a are they 4x6 Post-it pads? They might be like 3.5 by 5.5 or something, but I just trimmed it to size because I didn't have another piece of yellow paper that matched. So I used a Post-it, which is kind of cool because it was school related, and I thought it fit. Anyway, so this side and this side are, a spread, using again mostly the April Gossamer Blue kit. There's actually, this was from another month of theirs. I think this one was from February, and I used this to just do a couple of things, which was match up to here, and then the main card here is to just document what shows we were watching at the time. So Matt and I are still in the middle of finishing up the final season of Breaking Bad on Netflix, which is an amazing show. Gibson watched the whole series of Parks and Rec, and Marshall's been watching The Wildcrats, which is a really fun show about animals, so he's been really into that. And then I just used some other colors to pull from the pinks, and just to use some things I hadn't used and probably wouldn't have otherwise. So well, I don't know, with the typewriter I'd probably find a reason to use that, right? And so over here, just really simple, I used I got my dad on the trampoline, and it was so much fun, and my mom took a really funny video, and I posted it on YouTube. It's not public for anybody's viewing, but I basically used it just so I could make the QR code so that, in the future we could go back and look at it. And then again, I did the vertical thing because it just was, it fit better there. And then here I used Kelly stamps, and I did it with a full color, and then I just kept on stamping it down so that it had like this gradient thing. And then I just found this online. I don't know, I think it was on Instagram. I just screenshot it and then made it a 2x2 and printed it. I just thought it was super, super pretty. And that's really it. These cards are just so cute. They all matched up so nicely with the colors of the backyard. And this was the last time my parents came to visit us, just a month or so ago. And then everything changed. Everything changed that following Wednesday, and we got a puppy. We had been considering and looking for a specific not hypoallergenic dog, because Marshall had some really bad reactions to dogs. Turns out he is either outgrown it, or our new puppy is just doesn't have as much dander as some of the other dogs that he's been around. I don't really know, but I'm super happy that he's not allergic to her. So this is the one spread that I did to just document her kind of coming to live with us. I did a timeline of kind of what happened throughout the day, because it basically, the decision was made within a day of us learning that she was available. And I even saved the first text message that I sent to Matt about her being available. And I just thought it was funny because I said, do you remember Ari, the girl who shot with Justin Seaweed? We met this particular person doing a wedding, and she was a second photographer, and we were filming it. And we just hit it off and became friends on Facebook. And so I learned that she had to give away her black lab. And his response was, I don't think, do you remember Ari is the question you're actually asking here, because I was really basically saying, I think we need to get this dog. It turns out she's black lab and German shepherd, and she's just super adorable. So this is kind of my welcome to the family post of the first few days with her. And I had a lot of fun with the colors because she's a girl. I felt like, oh, cool, I can use pinks and oranges, and really the blue came from the text, because I really wanted to include that, because that was just kind of the beginning of it all. And then the rest of it just came from I pulled from a lot of different kits just to match the colors. And what I thought was really cool was that I had this leftover card from a Kathy Zilski, like a weight loss class she did. She did like a Jumpstart, Move More, Eat Well Jumpstart class that I won a couple years ago. And I still had this card, and it was the perfect color blue, and it stuck out to me. And then when I read the title, I immediately said to myself, as of today, we are dog people, because this is our first dog as a family. So I just thought it was absolutely perfect to put our timeline of what happened for the day. And then the rest just kind of worked itself out. And I made things pretty simple, but I had fun using a lot of different stuff that just had the three colors, the blue, orange, and pink. So that was fun. And then I'm actually gonna slide this out real quick so that you can see this full spread together, and then we'll look at those two. Okay, so this, like I was telling you before about using all the colors of the rainbow in every layout, this was super fun and challenging for me because I decided to stick with just peach and mint. The inspiration for the color scheme was really my sweater, which these pictures were taken in 2 different weeks, but I didn't have another place for this one the week before. And then there was a lot of pictures of us being outside and in the grass, and that mint, I felt like it went really well. So those were my reasons for picking those 2 colors for this week's worth of photos. And then I just used a plethora of stuff. I mean, I went back to Dear Lizzie's Neapolitan, which I haven't touched in forever. Hadn't really remembered that she had that color green or the peach. So it was really fun searching through, oh, I wonder if I have, like a light pink. And I'm thinking, no, it's not light pink. It's more like light orange. And then I'm, oh my gosh, it's peach. And, so just the process of grabbing cards and putting them in different places, and then pulling pieces of embellishments, and like this green, and if it's a lighter green and a darker green, and making them work together. I mean, to me, that is my absolute favorite part of putting together a layout, is the choosing of all of the stuff to put together. I actually get kind of sad when I start gluing stuff down, because then I've chosen everything and it's done almost, other than assembling, and making it final. But my favorite part is getting to pick all the colors, and making them work together. And then something else that I did was I used we have a store, I don't know where everybody lives, but in California, and I'm sure in other states, we have an accessories shop called Charming Charlie, and it's scarves and purses and necklaces, and it's all, you walk in and it's like a rainbow of jewelry. It is the most gorgeous store. Everything is color coordinated. There's a red table with everything red, wallets and watches and everything, just that, red with all kinds of different hues of red. And you can go color by color, and it's super gorgeous. Well, anyway, they sent coupon, and the coupon was in the shape of like a gift card, but I just sliced the bottom off and used it because her name's Charlie and she's charming, and I just thought it was so perfect. So anyway, this is really one of my favorite pages. It was such a challenge and so much fun to just stick with those two main colors and then keeping everything else neutral, like wood and black and gray is what I allowed for, for the neutrals. So that was really fun. Okay. In the middle of this is basically the week before Easter. So this one page, really we had one picture for Easter. We didn't get dressed, we didn't go to church, it was raining, so we had our Easter egg hunt inside the house. So it was dark and pictures weren't very nice, and we were not presentable for pictures. So I decided this was the only picture that I took for the day. And so I just copied the text that I wrote in my post that I posted this picture along with, and then I just did a really simple 6x8 layout. The background paper is a brick pattern, which is super cute, from the I Am collection from Simple Stories. And so I just pulled the colors from here and left everything else neutral. These cut files were a free download from Paper Issues last weekend, and I saw it as I was scrolling, and I downloaded it that morning and thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect, because the whole post basically for this photo is all about how, we just spent the day together. We just spent the day, I was scrapbooking and the boys were kind of playing Minecraft and different video games, and we were playing with Charlie, and we were watching TV, and we watched baseball. And so, we ate drive-through Mexican food for Easter. And we made a nice breakfast, but for dinner it was like, oh, we don't want to cook again. It's Sunday. And we hung out at home, and that was perfect for us. So I just thought that it would be nice to just keep the focus on just the colors and the story. And then on the other side, the very next day we had company, and so I had asked him to take a photo of us as a family. So this is basically our Easter photo, kind of. So and then I just did a real basic layout for the other side of that, and I will put that back in. Okay, I don't have anything there. And then this will need to find a home. I don't know if I think I'll end up punching the holes on this side, so I'll end up probably for the next week 15, I'll probably do one pocket side and then the other side of this. So, but I wanted to show you this. I am seriously loving getting back into the kind of traditional pages, and I will not end up putting this in a page protector. I really love that everything's got dimension, and that the things are thick, and that you can just kind of touch and feel. And these are bags, like this is a lunch bag. And then dog hair, fantastic. And this is I think this is from Paper Issues, one of their swag bags. I can't remember where I got this black and white bag, but it's just, a little tiny bag like that you could put small pieces of paper in. I don't remember where I got it, but I hung on to it. And so again, I just tried to do with the traditional or the neutral and one color. So because the photo was black and white, I really wanted to keep with black and whites on the photo strip. The photo strip was also from that free download from Paper Issues, and was the ampersand too? I can't remember. I think maybe I added the ampersand to my cut page just so I could have it for this layout. But yeah, I just did, you know, a couple of shots of that mustard color, and everything else is just the black and white or the brown. So yeah, this one was really fun with, you know, using some polka dots, but trying to keep it, I didn't want it to be like super girly. I mean, you know, it's a photo of my son and his dog. It's kind of boyish in a way. So using the mustard was kind of a choice I made on purpose because I didn't really want it to be too girly. Other than the heart, but Charlie does love Gibson. He is definitely her person. So anyway, that is, oh my gosh, how far did we get? We got through week 14. So 11, or yeah, we got through 10. We went week 10 through week 14. So I hope that you've enjoyed. Let me know if you have questions. I always say the same thing at the end of my videos. I don't know. What do you guys want to hear? We can maybe talk about other things. I don't know. I feel like I kind of say the same stuff. But I did want to make sure that this time around I talked more about technique and not just about my photos. I think I found that I was kind of talking about like showing off my scrapbook as if you were family, I guess, to say, look at what we did on this Sunday, you know. But I don't really know. Do you guys like to hear more about the stories behind the photos, or techniques and how the page was put together? I kind of don't know if you guys want to hear more about supplies, so let me know. I try to throw everything in there, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Talk to you very soon, and hopefully you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Happy scrapping!
You can cry a million tears. You can wait a million years. If you think that time will change